So I got a question for you. What's up with these yokels on the bridge? I mean, good night. You know, if you watch that video, you see these people just stand up, lined up along the bridge there, just kind of watching. You're kind of wondering, what in the heck? You know, someone's got to jump in. Someone's got to do something. And I was kind of thinking about that. You know, there was a time where Jesus was talking to some people, and he was saying how that the religious leaders were really good at laying weight on people, but wouldn't with their little finger even so much as help to lift any of the weight off them. They're good at putting burdens on them. You know, one of the things when you I don't know, crash or whatever, and you're going through a really difficult time. I was talking about that friend of mine that went through a bankruptcy. It was interesting. He told me that when his friends at the church found out that he had filed for bankruptcy, it's like all of a sudden, you know, everyone quit calling him, and he was just kind of, you know, like, whoa, that's pretty crazy. And you know, we've all heard those kind of stories. Problem, or the question really is well, what do I do? You know, people are going to be people. So, you know, one of the big traps that I found myself in is I got all fixated on the people on the bridge, and how come there's, you know, no one calling me or whatever. And you know, I remember not too long ago I was reading this story of a parable that Jesus had given. He said one day, he goes, "Hey, I want to tell you a story about two brothers. A father had two sons, and one of the things I noticed is it didn't start out, let me tell you a story about the prodigal. I want to tell you a story about two sons. Now, one ended up what has been classically defined as the prodigal son. You know the story. He ran off and he went and he ate with the pigs. Woo, eating with the pigs. He's eating slop, you know, and, you know, ministers always get a lot of mileage out of that, and they can, you know, really lay it on thick. Are you out there eating with the pigs, you know? And I don't know. I just kind of think of it this way, that both sons are messed up. One's eating with the pigs, and one's eating the fatted calf with a proud heart. I don't know which one's worse. They both need help, and they both need a father. And isn't it cool to know that the father loves both sons? He really wants a relationship with the really good son who always did what was right, and he was always there, always at the meetings, always taking notes, always had the right answers, you know, the routine. And then you got guys who just tend to push the edge, like me. Yeah. So, you know, thing I've kind of figured out is I'm self-righteous and I'm a prodigal. I think what happens in the church, though, if you hear it taught most often, you won't hear that defined very well. And I think what's gone, I don't know, my humble opinion is maybe the church has created a hybrid son, because most people don't want to admit that they're the prodigal. At least most ministers won't. Being a preacher's kid, I know all about that. And of course, no one who wants to admit to being a righteous son, because that just doesn't sound very good, you know. So what do you got? You got someone who's in between the two. And actually, there aren't three sons. There's only two. There's a prodigal and there's a self-righteous one. Sad to say, quite often the self-righteous son's blocking the door, and the prodigal son doesn't want to come home to face his brother. Boy, somehow we've got to get it figured out that it's not about the brothers. It's about the relationship with our Father, and He loves us, and He's looking for you. He's looking for, it doesn't matter what our tendencies are. We all have tendencies away from grace. We all have tendencies toward legalism. We all have tendencies to be religious. All this stuff that is just messing us up. This isn't about me and what I'm able to do. It's, you know, it's not about me, as everybody says. It's about Him. And I am just blown away that I have a Father who loves me that much, that you know, when I found myself eating with the pigs, as some might say, you know, the Lord He's looking for us. And you come around and you come to your senses as He did, and you all of a sudden start to find out what the relationships are really all about. So my encouragement is don't get hung up on the brothers standing on the bridge. I don't know what they're doing up there, talking about whether you should have got on the plane, you shouldn't have gone yesterday, you should have, everybody's always got some advice. And it's kind of like when you really are going through a tough time, you always got the one who walks up and just says, yeah, well, Romans 8:28, all things work out for good. And it comes across as very almost flippant, very I don't know, just not compassionate. We need to be compassionate toward people and not find ourselves as the judge, but just more committed to loving people, helping them get through the stuff that they're in. And that's all I'm trying to do for you. A little bit of my story can help you. I just don't want to see people get hung up on all the peripheral stuff. It's not about the people on the bridge. It's about the one who jumped in and pulled you out. Walk with him. Spend your time with him. And spend time with friends who are the same way. There are many really blessed people out there that understand grace. And you'll find it in some of the strangest places, as I have done. And I'm just excited for you if you can grab a hold of that concept of not getting caught up in the brothers' routine. We've got a Lord who loves us so much, and I think we've got a lot ahead for us to learn and grow in and walk in, and do so excitedly. And boy, how fun it is, and what a blessing it is just to get away from worrying about other people and what they think. All right, take care.